What's up, Grace Girls? Welcome to the Allow Yourself Grace podcast, where we focus on helping Black women change their lives by discarding negative thoughts, pivoting in the right direction, and shifting their mindset through cultivating a trauma free lifestyle. I'm your host, Courtney Kristen, educator, content creator, life coach, counselor, and mental health enthusiast living in Houston, Texas. I created the Allow Yourself Grace podcast because I wanted to create a space for Black women to share their thoughts, feelings, and stories that make them who they are without fear of judgment. Allow Yourself Grace provides emotional support and encouragement within the Grace Girls community for women in need of non biased opinions from women other than family and friends. Personal development, self care, career, faith are among many of the topics we will discuss on this platform. Allow Yourself Grace podcast is here to encourage Black women to live unapologetically and thrive in being authentically who they are and were designed to be, an entire vibe. No topics are off limits. We will cover it all. Now, grab a notebook, pen, sit back, and enjoy the show. What's up? What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Allow Yourself Grace podcast. I have a guest in the house. Y'all know I'm always super excited when I have a guest in the house. And her name, you're going to see it on the screen, but it's pronounced Wait, I'm going to mess it up. Bridgett.
Think of a bridge and a jet.
Holden.
Yes.
Y'all go follow her on Instagram. I'm going to have her IG up there. But I'm going to let her introduce herself, and she's going to say her name the right way because y'all know I'm bad with this. Go ahead.
What's up, Allow Your Grace fans, podcast listeners? My name is Bridgett Holden, and I am the principal owner of Shebridgespr. I've been in business now for over 20 years. I'm also a fashion enthusiast.
Oh, fashion
I
enthusiast.
have a YouTube channel. I also put together, it's a fashion, beauty, and lifestyle because, and I'm known for the hair.
That's her signature.
It's my signature look. It's either to the side or it's out or whatever. I cannot go anywhere without.
In the color.
Oh, thank
in
you.
the color, because I looked at all your pictures. I was like, okay, come on, blonde. I love it.
Well, you know they say blondes have more fun.
Yes, you sound like my grandma. That's all she wears. Yes, and if she wears anything different, everybody's like, what is that?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's your signature.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. But I love what I do. I'm a creator by, I think it's just by natural, you know what I mean? I love the business of PR. I went to school for broadcast journalism. However, just through time or whatever, I ended up, because I worked in television, then I worked in radio, and then an incident happened with my kid. And so I was like, okay, I'm out. And I started my own, I started freelance writing first. And then a friend of mine was like, hey, I need some PR, blah, blah, blah. And I got her on a radio show, a TV show, and an article, which I wrote. And then she's like, you know what? You're going to be my publicist. And I was like, okay.
Right. So it became a thing.
Right.
I love it.
And I'm good at it. You know what I mean?
I love it. I love it. Because there's some things that you're just good at and you don't, sometimes you hesitate to step into it, or it takes someone else to kind of remind you like, hey, you're really good at this. You could be like, make this a business, make this a thing.
That part.
Yeah. So it's always good to have those people in your life. So how has the experience been so far?
It's been over 20 years now. March was actually 21 years.
Oh, wow.
That I've been in business. That I left corporate America, I should say.
Okay.
And so it's been amazing. It's afforded me, a different lifestyle. It afforded me to be there for my son while he was going through school. Because you saw a difference, and that was kind of what pushed me out of corporate America, because he was having temper tantrums. He was 4 years old.
Yeah.
And that's okay, because he couldn't really express himself emotionally.
Right.
Little people, they know what they want to say, but they don't really have the words or the vocabulary yet to express themselves, and we get, I think, a bad rap as Black people or Black mothers, that we just automatically assume that they're bad, or, straighten up, we want to spank them.
Oh, we want to spank them. Yeah.
And that's not it. That's not it. So it's funny because, I was told that, well, you're like one of those, our counterparts, because you don't beat your kid and all this
Right.
other kind of stuff.
Right.
And why don't we get down to his level? And I was telling him, okay, I understand. You're tired. We've been out a long time, or, just whatever it was.
Right.
And at that time, he was missing me because at the time I was planning a wedding, building a house, and I just started a new job with
Right.
a radio station. So when he's used to his mom taking him to school, waking up when he's there, having
And it
breakfast, and we have
changes.
and it changes.
Yep.
So he couldn't say, "Yo, lady,
Yeah.
what's up?"
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, it's so true because I worked in the school district for a long period of time as a counselor, and those were some of the things. It's like, do we really know what's going on before we say, "Oh, he's bad," or "Oh, this and that"? Because we really have to look at, okay, what changed at home? What's happening? Is something different? Get the background first before we just assume. And kids are kids. I think people forget that. Like, they've only been here like you said, 4 years. Like, we want them to have it all together. We want them to behave, and sit down and be quiet.
I think we do.
Like, stay quiet for 30 minutes or an hour. Like, just sit there. Like, do you really realize what you're asking a 4-year-old to do? Like, I barely want to do that when somebody's talking. Like, for real?
Exactly.
So, yeah, I applaud you for that because I think more moms could be more intuitive with what's going on. Like, pay attention to what's going on. So,
Right.
Great job. And that's one of the things that I think entrepreneurship provides for people is that freedom
Oh, absolutely.
and the ability to be present.
That I like the way you said that, the ability to be present, because by doing that, I was very involved with his school, very involved with what he was doing. I was on every PTA, whatever it was, throughout his school time, if you will. And then when he even went to college, he was laughing. He was like, "Mom, this is so funny to me because everybody in the administration office knows who you are, and you've only been there once." And I was like, "What are you trying to say?" And he was just like, "That you just have that kind of impact."
Yeah.
Because I've always been that champion for him. You know what I mean? Just to be there. And I've always let him express who he is. I remember we went to go pick him up from college, and his college mates were like, "Yo, dude, your parents let you talk to them like that?" And he was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "I wasn't disrespectful because I always taught him, say what you feel." Because he's a black man, a black boy. So it's 2 strikes against him already. He's black and he's male. And so for me, I would always tell him, say what's on your heart, on your mind. Just don't be disrespectful in how you say it. And they're like, "Man, my parents wouldn't let me. Man, I couldn't say anything to." And he was never disrespectful.
Right.
I'll give you an example because they're saying,
Yeah.
"I told you so." Why? Because I said so.
Right.
He was like, "No, Mom, you're gonna have to tell me why." And I was like, "Wait a minute." You mean? He said, "Nope, I told you so." It's not an answer. I need for you to explain to me why. And he challenged me. And at first, you get that because what we're taught is what,
Like, I'm the
mama.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm in
the
charge.
parent. How dare you say that to me? But then I was like, wait a minute. He's being
That's valid.
He's a person because I always treated him like a person. And all that baby talk and stuff like that. I did not talk to him that way, and I would not let other people speak to him in baby talk because it's irrelevant. Why would you speak to a child like that? Because that is a part of their development.
It really is. It really
never called him bad. Didn't say he was in the terrible twos, because what people get confused about terrible twos is that now they're becoming independent. They don't need you to feed them and clothe them. I can walk now. I can get around.
They want to open the door. They want to
girl.
And just let them do it. Like, just stay right there. Just let them try.
Twos. They're coming into who they are. That's all. You say it's terrible twos because they're being defiant. Guess what? Hey, I don't want to wear that. I don't want to eat that.
If you want to wear the rain boots, just wear them.
That's
why when I see little kids out and they have on all this stuff, I'm like, I love it.
And I say kudos to the parent.
Their own little stuff.
Exactly.
And the parent was like, you know what? Forget it. Just wear what you want to wear.
Some things are just not.
It's not that serious. It's not that deep.
What they want.
It's not that deep.
Let them eat what they want.
I think, parenting classes, I have a friend and I'm like, girl, you need to be a parenting coach. She's like, well, I don't have kids, but I'm like, but you're good at this. Like, you're just so good at like modeling for kids what they should do, what they should say, slowing down, having conversations, so patient. And so I think people need that, like, because we want to raise kids like we were raised, and it's
Exactly.
like, okay, what can we do differently? What can we do to prevent them from having some of the traumas that we had, growing up?
Exactly.
And
I
so I think that's
agree.
key. Do you find yourself like helping just people when you run into people, like how you kind of nurtured your son, like running into younger ladies in your industry,
Yeah.
that you're working with, and then you're working with them and you kind of see some other stuff's going on, like teaching them, like, it's okay, just say how you feel. You don't have to stomp, you don't have to scream, you don't have to get crazy. Cause being in the industry, like media and television and radio and all these things can be very like overwhelming sometimes for people. And so they may have all this stuff coming at them at one time. So how do you feel about that? Like, how do you deal with that as the PR person?
So to answer your first question,
Mhm,
I am a natural uplifter, and
mhm,
that's what I do. And so whenever I meet someone, I feel energy,
mhm,
and if I can feel when a woman is insecure or something
mhm.
like that, so I never pass by a woman and don't say something nice to her. She may have a nice smile. She may have some great shoes. She may have her hair may be awesome. Whatever. I just say, "Oh my goodness, I love your dimples." And they're like, "Oh,
Mm,
thank you." And it's just that one little thing that can make their day. And as far
very
as
true.
young ladies, so my kid went to the Houston Academy for International Studies here in Houston. It's like a not a private school, but like maybe a charter school.
Mhm,
And they had this program where the 11th grade and the seniors could do what do you call that? Kinda like a half day on Fridays where
mhm,
they could go and work with a business or something like that. So, I was a part of that program, and that gave me the opportunity to put these young ladies into a real world experience for what I did. So, they went with me to media interviews, they went with me
mm.
to client meetings, I had them
Nice.
taking notes, I had them we were doing strategy, meetings and stuff like that. And I just let them do what they do. And I was like, what are you good at?
Mm,
What do you like to do? And they were like, oh, I love social media. Oh, I love to write. Okay, you're going to learn how to write a press release. You're
mm.
going to learn how to do the social media to come up with this, strategy for our clients. These are our clients,
Right.
and while you're working with me, this is what we're going to do. And so at the end of their internship, that's what it is, internship, I would give them a scholarship.
Nice.
Just at and even to this day with college students,
Mhm,
I don't pay them upfront. I just offer them, scholarship, and I give it to them,
mhm.
and they can do that. It's not my business
Right.
because I remember when I was in college, I was struggling.
Yeah, and sometimes you just need, things. So,
Exactly. And do
y
do what you wanna do.
yeah,
I don't listen, I don't care. I know these kids take that money and do other stuff. I don't care. I'm not
right,
here to judge.
right.
And I was blessed to where my parents were able to pay for each semester.
Mm,
And if I needed anything, they would give it to me. However, I wanted to work.
yeah, you
My
wanted
mother
to
was
not
like,
ask them all the time. Yeah.
well, no, I wanted their money too,
No,
but I
she's
also
like, "I
wanted
want
my
that
own
too."
money. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when my son got to college, I would give him money for the accidentals, which he would
Mhm.
spend, and well, incidentals, which he would spend, and then he, for the accidentals, and he'd call me back. It was like, oh,
I need
mom,
some
could it?
more.
I'm like, what happened to the money I gave you for that? Well, see, really, what I mean?
Mhm.
He's my only kid. He's a good kid.
It's
He's
like, "Here you
spoiled.
go."
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he's good grades, graduated with honors,
I
and
love
so
it.
I just,
How old is he
he's
now?
25. He's actually
Okay.
at the University of North Texas getting his master's
Okay, come
in
on,
criminal
masters.
justice.
Yes, that masters is a whole nother beast.
Oh,
I'm
girl, tell me
telling
about
you.
it.
When
He's
he
like,
walks across, he gonna be like, give me that. I was like, give me that.
yeah,
My
that's when he's like, I've had to talk him
goodness.
off the ledge several
Yeah, it's
times because he's
stressful.
been like, why did I do this? I was
It's
like,
definitely
I don't know what you
stressful.
want me to do,
Yeah.
kid. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm like, mm-mm. They're like, go back for your doctor. Mm-mm,
Oh,
mm-mm,
that's what I was telling
mm-mm,
him. And he was
mm-mm.
like, yeah, let
Let
me
me
get
get
through
through
this
this.
first.
One thing at a time.
Yeah,
One thing, because
yeah,
I'm telling you,
exactly.
it's a lot. So anybody that has a master's, y'all, they earn that,
Kudos.
y'all. Give them
Yes,
hats
give him
off
that.
to
Yes.
them. So how many clients do you normally take on at one time?
5. I try to
Five
keep
clients
it
at a
at that.
time.
Yeah.
Okay. And for each client, is it different? Do you have clients that are like, oh, well, you're working with this person? How do you kind of keep that separate? Like,
So my clients are all spoiled
okay. Okay.
because they all want me because I'm very
Yes.
personable.
We know how that goes.
Yeah,
Yes.
very personable, and I genuinely, have a love for my clients. And
Hmm.
so, at one time, I was traveling out of town with a client, and so I had I call them junior publicists, and so I had them working with another client, and she was just like, "Oh." I said, "Well, what happened?" I mean, she was great. She was on time, which is early. Now, also, just a little backstory, I'm a military child. So my father was in the Army. So yes, everything is very structured for me.
Yeah.
My closet is light to dark. I
love it. I love it.
And if a mess, I can't, it just, you know what I mean? And so, I'm sorry, what was I saying? Oh, so she was like, well, she showed up and I was like, okay. She said, I mean, she was all right. And I was like, well, what happened? Because listen, when I say I gave her a detailed list, she followed the list to the T. Plus I trusted her. She was good at what she did. And I was like, well, what happened? She said, okay, fine. She wasn't you. Okay, well, say that.
Just say that.
Because you have me thinking she didn't do something. And I'm like texting her, like, what is going on?
She's like, I did everything on your list.
and then I had another. So there's a difference with my clients who are women and my clients who are men. And so, for example, when I went out of town, that was with the client who was a woman, but I needed to be out of town with that client. So it was 3 things going on that it was on a Saturday. So the other one I sent with the client who had a speaking engagement. And then my other client was on had a radio interview. And so when I was telling him, I said, hey, I have to go out of town, but I'm going to send, my junior publicist, so on, so on, so on. So he's like, I don't care. As long as somebody's there, I don't care.
Right.
But the other one, like I was saying, she's like, well, I'm just so used to you being here. I'm
she's spoiled.
And I was like, girl.
You're like, did everything get done?
That's what I said.
Yes.
I said, was it successful? I said, you got pictures. It's posted on your social media. It's posted on our social media. Help me make it make sense.
Right. Yeah, they just want you.
And I get it. And I appreciate that.
It's about access, though. People, they want that access. I have that personal access to my person,
Yeah. So, and it's okay, because I am such a personable person. Yeah. I get it. I do. However, I'm growing. Don't you want me to grow?
Yeah. And you have to grow. And I think people just have to come with you. You got to come with me. You got to get them there.
It is.
They'll get there. You just got to get them there. Yeah, it's teachable moments. Yeah. So I love that. So 5 clients at a time. Is there like a certain window where you're like, okay, we're done? How does it work? Do they continue services?
That's funny that you say that. I kind of just let it flow. I just let it unfold the way it's supposed to.
Okay.
I do have a 6-month commitment when I onboard you. That's
I like that.
First and foremost. It's at least 6 months. You can do longer if you choose to. However, initially a 6-month commitment.
Okay.
And then as we flow, after those 6 months, you want to renew, then we can renew. And that's great. And then sometimes 6 months, that's all it is. And we go in a different direction. And that's okay. So I don't ever put a time limit on it. It's just one of those things that you just kind of know.
Right.
Because I've represented clients for 2 years, 4 years. So it just depends.
Yeah.
Sometimes the synergy is there. It's going good. They grow, I grow, we grow together. And then there are some where I just needed a little bit, or they don't tell the truth about their investment dollars. Let me say that. Because, branding, public relations, marketing, advertising is all an investment. And that's how I say, you can't say, well, I can do this month to month, No. Do you have a budget set aside specifically for PR, branding, marketing, advertising? Do you have a budget for that?
Yeah.
And if so, what is that budget?
Yeah.
So now we can work within that budget. Or, well, I've set aside this amount every month for that. Okay, then we can talk about that. Now I do have 2 set prices, well, 3 packages that I offer. And then, I'll talk to you to see where you are. And this is your budget, then that's what we'll work within. And this is how many months you'll get based off of, my services.
That's nice, though.
Yeah.
That's nice because you're willing to work with, just work with people.
I'll work with people, to a certain degree. If I feel like, trying to get over and da-da-da-da.
Yes. In business, you have to be very careful with that. Have you ever had to, just say, okay,
fire a client?
6 months is not going to be it. Is that in the contract?
So it's in there. Exactly. Okay. So it's in there where if it's not working, then you have to give me 30 days or I give them 30 days.
Oh, okay.
But have I fired clients before? Yes,
Yes.
I have. That's not what you asked me. I thought this was.
No, I know, because I'm just thinking about personalities, because sometimes people don't show, they come with their representative. I would say they come with their representative, and then it's
That's
like
across the
we're
board, though,
3 weeks in, across the board in relationships, everything.
friendships.
It's like after that first month, you like, who are you? This is not the person that I met. Like, what's going on?
But for me, which I say that I'm very blessed in the area that I'm highly intuitive also.
Mhm.
So I can kind of see the BS, you know what I'm
I
saying?
am too. And sometimes I love it, and then sometimes I'm like, why am I? Oh, why did I just get that?
Sometimes
that
we
vibe?
override
Yeah,
what our inner being is saying,
when we knew from the
or
beginning.
spirit, whatever whoever whatever you believe,
Mhm.
and it's no,
'Cause
because
we want to see the good. We
we want to see the good in people
everybody
all the
but
time.
sometimes it's just not there.
And here's the thing. This is what I believe, that we create our own reality. And so if I feel like that I'm going to get pushback or from a client, that's what will manifest. Regardless of what they do and
True.
how hard they try to be, before I get on the phone with them, I'm like, you know what? We're going to have a great conversation. We're going to laugh. We're going to
Right.
talk. And just, this meeting is going to be great.
Right.
And, and if something happens, I own up to it.
Mhm.
And then it's like, and my bad, da da da.
Right.
And then, they try to, and I'm just like, oh, I understand. Absolutely. I don't
Right.
ever say, well, I said I apologized, because that will just, put them on guard. No, let them have their, whatever they
Right.
need to do. Let them vent, let the anger come out. And then
Yeah.
once they're done, I still remain, good-hearted, good-natured, still in a good mood. And then it's kind of like, oh, shoot. Well, she's not matching my energy, so
That
okay.
kills people too.
Let me
It
go
kills
ahead
them,
and just
yeah.
let it go.
Yeah.
And I'm sincere. You know what? My bad. You're right. This is what I've put in place so this won't happen again, because I'm a problem solver. So crisis management is one of the things that I do as
I
well.
love it. I love it.
And because people just look at the problem, focus on the problem. No. I've already came up with the solution.
Right. With the tears in your eyes and the anger in your heart, how we gonna fix this?
How we gonna fix it?
Because after you do all that, then what? The problem's still there. Gotta go into action mode.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's one of my things. Because we're trying to grow our team, and so my husband's like, "Yeah, okay, we really got to start growing the team because it's getting a lot. It's getting overwhelming." So I'm like, I understand, but I'm big on energy, and I can't just hire anybody because I need somebody to be action. Like, I need you to get it. Like, if you see us doing one thing, oh, where can I help? How can I dive in there? Like, I don't know. I'm just big on that. Like, and I need people to just be just action takers and problem solvers. And so that's one of the main things I look for when I'm like trying to find somebody to fit our team. Is like,
but it'll come because you've
it'll
already put it out there.
Yeah.
Just know that it's coming. You've already put it out there. You've
Yeah.
asked the universe for it, and they'll come in a way that you least expect it.
And that's what I said. I said, just be patient. I know they're coming.
They're here. Start seeing and start knowing that they're there. Because my thing is, when I hire people,
Mhm.
whether if they're interns or part-time,
Mhm.
junior publicists, like I call them, you're an adult. I'm only
Right.
going to ask you once.
Come
Or
on.
let you know what it is that
Come
I need
on.
one time.
Yeah.
I hate micromanaging.
Come on.
I don't like to be micromanaged.
There you
And
go.
I don't want to micromanage you. I
Yes.
speak clear English.
Yeah. Because you still, it's like I'm doing my job and your job, basically.
So
if I gotta watch you,
that part.
and I'm paying you, like, what are we doing here?
Right, make it make sense.
Yes, make it make sense.
The math ain't mathing.
Yeah, it's not mathing. It's like it's not personal,
It's not.
It's just business. It's just business. So I love it. I love the way you're running it. I love it that you have all that in there, because you just never know. You just
Right.
never know, and you have to prepare for anything that could possibly come your way.
Absolutely.
So earlier when you were talking and you introduced yourself, you talked about, style and fashion. And I wish y'all could see these heels that she's wearing, y'all. Oh my God. She's gonna teach me how to walk. Okay, she's gonna teach me how to walk. But no, you talked about that. So how did you get into that? How do you hold on to like keeping your pizzazz, like with all the other things that you do?
So that's funny that you say that. It's like a part of me. I've always liked colors and prints and patterns and things of that nature. And I love beautiful things, and I
Mhm.
like putting things together, and I actually see the
Mhm.
outfit put together. And it's just me. I decided because I used to suffer from people please disease. You know what that is?
I do know what that is. I know what that is.
Yeah. So once I
Yes.
was in recovery
Mhm.
from people please disease, I wanted to just be me, so that's why like my YouTube channel is This Is Me Bridgett. And then I
Mhm.
have a personal Instagram, This Is Me, period, Bridgett.
Okay.
Because this is me. This is who I am. Now I've gotten some really ugly comments in the beginning when I first
People
wore
are
my hair.
so
But
yeah.
it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. But I had to learn to be okay with that. And that when people say negative things to you, it's not about you.
It's
It doesn't
about
have
them.
anything to do with you.
Yes.
That's their own thing. And so when women say to me, Black women, and sometimes, white women or other
Mhm.
cultures, oh my gosh, that is so much hair.
Mhm.
Is it hot? Or, oh, I couldn't walk in those heels. You
Right.
can.
You can. You just gotta try.
However, if you think you can or cannot, you're absolutely right.
Right.
So it's just a matter of first I had to, you say how I keep up with it. First I
Mhm.
had to be okay with me
Mhm.
and not worry and care about what other people thought. And then once I got to that space, I carry it. This is who I am. This is not fake. It's not a gimmick. Now, my hair is my brand now,
Yeah.
and it's okay. But I love fashion. When I say I love fashion, I
Just love
love
it. Is that kind of
fashion.
what you do on your YouTube channel? Do you do
Yes.
like
So it's yes,
styles?
fashion,
Okay.
beauty, and lifestyle because I'm
Okay.
also vegan.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Cool.
Like
Cool.
real vegan.
So do you do like
Yep.
recipes?
I have
Oh,
recipes
we
on
need to get over
there.
there to that channel. My husband was talking about that yesterday because I'm like, okay, I fell off with my diet. I'm like, I need to get back to it. And I said, I do, because my doctor's like, you don't have to eat meat every day. So I'm like, well, shoot, I'm gonna have to do some research because like when you grow up eating meat, you're like, okay, I'm cooking something without meat. What do I cook? What do I do? Is it just vegetables? How can I like
Mm.
spice this up?
Oh, I
So
have
I'm
some
gonna go over
recipes
there
for
and check
you.
it out. I'm gonna have her YouTube channel up so you guys can go over there and follow as
Thank
well.
you. I
All her stuff
appreciate
will
it.
be in the description. That's exciting.
Thank
See
you.
how God be just aligning stuff, y'all. Because I be like, I don't want to just eat grass. Like, is that
No,
really
but that's the thing. People don't really
They don't.
understand about, veganism.
Yeah.
And there's 4 different types of vegans also, and I'm a
Oh.
health vegan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you have people
So
who are
what's a health
spiritual.
vegan?
So a
Yeah.
health vegan is for health reasons.
Oh,
So
okay.
chicken and certain types of meat and pork and all this stuff were affecting my body in a different way as I got older. And so it's like, ooh, this is not agreeing with my body, or my
Mhm.
stomach would hurt, or my would swell up from the
Mhm.
steroids and the chicken and
Yeah.
hurt. And so I'm like, okay, this is off. And so I just did my research, and I let go of red meat first, and I'll show you pictures of my before and
Okay.
after. And then I let go of pork, and then I was just doing turkey and chicken. And then when I had that experience with the chicken, so much so that I had to go to my OBG, and she was like,
Oh,
"Oh my
wow.
gosh, what is going on?" And then we narrowed it down, and that's what it was. So then I was pescatarian for a very, very long time. I saw this documentary called "What
Oh my
the
God.
Health,"
I saw that.
and then I was
Yes.
like, "Okay, that's
I'm
it.
done with
I'm
it.
done. No more fish, no more anything." And so I was plant-based, but then I didn't do the research enough, and I wasn't getting enough nutrients
Mm.
being plant-based. And so then I looked into veganism, and I really did my research, what I could eat, what is this, what is that, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And now I have more energy. I'm 53 years old.
Wow, girl, you look good. The skin is.
Thank you.
I'm looking at you up here on this camera, and I'm like, oh, girl, I love the skin.
Thank
The black
you.
people,
Thank you so
our
much.
skin
And
is
the
like,
foundation is taken care
yeah.
of in order for the foundation that you put on the
Come
makeup, which
on,
enhances you. Makeup is just to enhance your natural beauty,
that's
not to
a whole word right there.
cover it up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because like those filters that are on social media, these
And then you
guys are
see
thinking,
people in
and
person,
you're like,
and you're
what
like,
the freak?
is
That
that
is not you.
that's you? Like, no,
Right.
or the full beats. Like the only time I'll get a full beat is like a photo shoot, or I'm going, something fancy. I like to do my makeup at home. I'm simple. But I'm like, wow, y'all look so different without the
Right.
full beat because you're doing like a full beat every day, so nobody really knows how you really look.
Right.
And
But
so
this is me.
I
I mean,
like
I
what you
used to
said. It's only
represent.
to enhance.
It's only to enhance.
Just a little bit. We don't need a
Yeah.
lot.
I've had guys tell me, you're pretty. period, with or without
With or
makeup. You're just
without.
pretty. And I was like, okay, well, thank you. I think, I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
And so, the relationship I'm in now is just like, yeah, I love the makeup or not.
Yeah, mine
but
is
you're
just like that
beautiful.
too. He don't like a lot though. He'll be like, babe, no. Like, he's just not a lot makeup person unless I'm like doing something. But yeah, I agree. It's to enhance, man. I'm excited about having her on because I love her style.
Thank you.
So when I first saw your picture, it was the one where you had
because it's out of shade, but I'm letting it grow
Oh,
out.
I love that.
Thank
That
you.
was cute. That was cute. That was cute. I was like, oh, I love the little.
But you never know. I may put it all.
Yeah,
back.
that was pretty.
Thank you
It
so
was still
much.
blurring, y'all. Y'all gotta go look on her Instagram. It was really nice. I like that you're not afraid to try things.
Right.
Because it seems like you're very like outgoing, like, oh, we're over here, we're trying that. And so that's what I got from you. Did I read that right?
You
Are
did.
you very like
You did.
energetic?
I'm very energetic. However,
Mhm.
I'm what you call an ambivert. I can be introverted as much as I am extroverted.
Yeah.
And so I do things to challenge myself. I just do it afraid anyway. Sometimes I need some support, like my boyfriend now, he's just like, you got this, you can do this.
Yeah.
And we go through things because when you said allow yourself grace, and that's where I am right now, through your life. So I'm at a point of allowing myself grace, because at the age that I am, if something happens and it kind of hits you and you're just kind of like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Why am I going through this?
Right.
What, I had this in place, what, and then you try to go back and figure it out. And what I've learned is that allow yourself grace and just move forward in it, because everything that happens, either you created it and maybe didn't realize you created it, but then you get to realize, what is it that I do want from this?
What can I learn?
What do I not want from this? And what can I learn from this? And it's like, oh, wait a minute. I know you. I've seen you before. Let's go this way.
Yeah.
Or changing your thoughts and choosing to be happy.
Yeah. And choosing positive. I was listening to a podcast this morning, and one of the things that, she was talking about was just, it takes work to shift your mind to be positive when maybe you grew up around negative thoughts and you didn't realize it.
Right.
Like, you're just starting to realize it when you start getting educated on things. And it's like, oh, wow. And I think that's one of the reasons why I did come up with Allow Yourself Grace as a name, because I was praying to God. I'm like, okay, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know. Give me what you want me to do. And that was a name that he put in my spirit. And so it took me a while to like really just start my own podcast. But with the name, I'm like, girl, stop being so, because I'm so like, I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to do this. And we're trying to do all these things, but to make it perfect. But it's like, you've already done a lot. First of all, let's not forget about what you've already done.
For the people in the back.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, don't forget about all the Black girl magic that you're putting out here. But also just like you said, walking in it, like just
do it afraid.
Yeah, do it afraid. Just give yourself a little grace. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna work out.
But Courtney, to your point, we don't take that time out to celebrate those wins.
Come on. Oh my God.
We accomplish that and keep going.
Yes.
Okay, great. That worked. All right, cool. And then we keep going.
And we keep going.
Instead of saying, wait a minute, I did that.
Learning how to be present and celebrate
in the now.
In the now.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to get to the next thing.
Then what's next? What's next?
What other clients can I get?
Yeah.
Who can I interview over here? What can I do next with my brand? Like, we're all over the place, and we don't take the time to really just sit still. Because you know what happens when we sit still? It forces us to really be with ourselves and really be with God and just resonate. Like, hey, take a moment. Like,
breathe.
Just breathe. Just take a moment to write things down, write your thoughts down, just talk to God, meditate, like whatever it is that you do, just be still for a moment. That's why I like getting up early.
How early do you get up?
I've been getting up 7, but I really want to start back getting up at 5, because when I would get up at 5, it's quiet, it's still. You got that time to just
be still.
Take 30 minutes.
So you want to know what time I get up?
What time? 4.
No.
Uh-oh. Let's see.
I get up between 2 and 3 a.m. every morning, no alarm clock. And it's been like that since 2014. the year after my mother transitioned.
But you get so much clarity during that time, I bet.
I do.
And the best ideas.
Well, so, and that's the thing. So that's the time that I meditate. So, and I set my intentions for the day. And I say, I'm expecting to have a good day. I'm expecting for things to go well for me.
I love it.
I'm expecting, a nice drive. I'm and I just put down, I'm expecting. And then I go throughout the day, and then I go run or I work out.
Yep.
And then, so around this time, it's about 6 o'clock. And,
now it's time to start the day. Yes. And people don't realize how powerful that is. You get so much more time than other people get, because it's like, I'm getting probably a whole extra day when we start calculating. When the math start mathing, you getting like days ahead of people, because you're getting up and you're taking that time to do what you need to do and plan out your day. And like you said, just expect good things
all the time.
That's something that we struggle with sometimes. It's just expecting the good. Like, stop thinking, well, what if? Well, what if? Like,
but then you can ask what if.
Works?
Right. That what if.
Yeah.
You can ask what if, but what if, and why not me? Why not me?
Why not?
How can I, what, why not me? And the other thing too, to your point, when you were saying, oh shucks, I forgot what you were saying. I have so many thoughts that run in my mind. Anyway, continue. It'll come back to me.
Yeah, no, but I agree. Like, why not me? And not always expecting like, well, what if something bad happens?
I remember what I was going to say. So that's the norm. Actually, it's normal for us to be in a good mood and to expect good things. However, because of, like you said earlier, we've been around negativity, or we grew up with negativity, or we grew up with a poor, meaning financial mindset, that we can't imagine being wealthy, having abundance, having prosperity, even well-being. Meaning, when you get a certain age, oh no, you're supposed to,
your legs hurt. You gotta walk with a walker.
My knees hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you gotta rest. Like, girl, it's not that much doing. We need to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Get up.
And so for me, I say my age a lot because I have to remind myself of how old I am, because I don't look it, nor do I feel it.
No.
And listen,
all you, baby, I love it.
And all you little 28-year-olds, please stop hitting on me. It's not gonna happen.
I'm grown. Y'all heard that. Y'all out.
I'm grown. My son's 25.
Right? Like, no. He not having a stepdaddy though, because he's brother.
No, his best friend. No.
That's like it's so funny. No, I can see that. I can definitely see it. Like, you're like, for real, you're old enough to be my son.
Yes. And they're like, well, what you and me do, your son don't have nothing to do. I'm like, boy.
Oh yeah.
Like, bring it to your brother.
They're not afraid to say.
They're probably the same age.
Right.
Oh, well, my mom, I wish we did. No.
That would be my brothers. They're very, I'm like, do y'all care? Like, do you even care, do y'all?
But it's the thing, just like, people will do what you let them do. People will treat you how you let them treat you. So there's no other thing. And I don't care. This 50-year-old does not want a 20-something-year-old.
Right.
That's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And so, but they're very persistent.
They are. They are very, very persistent.
Like, thank you, but no.
Right? Like, I'm good. Okay.
I'm really good.
And the guy, she has a boyfriend. Y'all heard that on here.
Yes, and he is 6'1".
I'll be asking.
And he doesn't play when it comes to me. Okay.
As it should be. Okay. As it should be. It should be. I met a gentleman, we have a client yesterday. He was so funny. He's like, I was like, oh yeah, I saw the picture y'all posted. It was cute. Him and his wife was like, yeah, and there's this guy who commented, I want to see him in the streets. I started laughing. I was like, yes, I love it. Don't play about your wife or your woman. I love it. I love that.
At all. So
I love it. That's how it should be.
Exactly.
So what's next for you?
So what's next for me? So many things. So I'm growing my YouTube channel, which is one thing. I am looking to, of course, expand my business. And finishing the book. Well, the book is done, but COVID came. And so it had to be put on the back burner. And the person who was publishing it, they went out of business. So now it's kind of like trying to find a new publisher for my book. And then I was like, okay, I'm starting a new one, and I was kind of like, oh, but I need to get this one
Need to get that
published,
one
you
out.
know,
Yeah.
and then, you know, continue to write the other book. But for me, you know, people say sky's the limit. I say beyond the horizon. For
Right.
me, it's just
Right.
any and everything. So I don't know if you know this, but I also I'm a commentator on Fox 26
Oh, I
with
didn't know that.
Isaiah
Okay.
Carey. So people will say, "Oh, I see you on Isaiah Factor." Yeah, so I do that as well. So
Okay,
I would
cool.
love to, you know, do more and more of that.
I love it.
And you know, believe it or not, you know, I have a podcast brewing
Okay,
as
come on,
well.
podcast. I love it. I love when I have other people on that are like in media, podcasts, all these things, because it's just easy
It
to
is.
have a good conversation on camera. You don't have to push
Pull it
it.
out.
You don't have to pull it. It's just
Yeah.
kind of flows naturally. So I love that. So books are coming. Are the books PR related or the
So the
personal?
first one is
Okay.
yes, is PR related. But the next one, it's about women tapping into their feminine.
Mm.
Yeah, because we haven't I don't know, we've lost our femininity
We have
as women.
yes, yes. Believe it or not, I was the girly girl growing up. Like getting ready
But you're
for
still girly girl.
yeah, I am. But like the heels, all the things, and then I sat there like maybe a year ago, and I was like, "Who am I? Like, what happened? What happened to me? I gotta get back to me." And so, because sometimes you lose yourself in the hustle and bustle of
Of
things,
course,
like
of
you
course.
just go into one place every day. Your life kind of becomes a routine. And I was like, I need to change this. I need to change this. I don't like this no more. This is boring. And so once I started changing up things, I'm like, I'm throwing all this stuff away. I literally went through my closet and I was like, I'm throwing all this stuff away that I don't like. I don't want that no more. I'm going back to what I like. And I don't know why I even have this stuff. Like it's like stuff that you keep and then you're like, okay, this not it no more. You know, seasons change, things change, years. So I really went through everything. So now I'm like redoing my closet and trying to organize my closet and get back. Because I think sometimes women lose that. I know some women have kids, they get married. Somewhere along the things you're being everything to everybody else.
Yep.
And you just really forget about you.
You have to
And so
take
that's
care of
kind
you
of one of the
first.
things that I talk about on my platform is self-care and just always staying true to who you are.
And that's one of my
Yeah.
sayings, to thine own self be true.
Yeah, because we can spend a lot of time investing in other people
Mhm.
and we forget about what it is that we want to do. So what advice would you give to women who are struggling to get that back, to get that fire, that drive to really tap into who it is that you are and what you want to do?
Well, first of all, there's so much propaganda out there
Mhm.
showing us as a Black woman, you know, that I don't need a man, but you want one.
Right.
You know, to be okay with that. You know,
Mhm.
yeah, I was single. Let's see, 2018, I got divorced. You know, and it was cool. You know, to help me heal, find myself, all that good stuff. That's why I said I know about allowing yourself grace.
Mhm.
However, I like being married. I like being in a relationship. I love that. You know, that's the best of me when it comes out because you have someone who's there who has your
Right.
back. You know, you don't have to think about all of that by
Right.
yourself. And it's the same for the men. You know, men want a feminine woman. And you haven't lost it because I don't think your husband would be with you if you were,
Right.
excuse this, a man with breast.
Right. For real.
You know,
For
and there's
real.
nothing
Yeah.
towards women. I mean,
Yeah.
because we are, you know, the strong. I'm tired of being the strong Black woman.
Right.
I know I'm
let me feel
strong,
sometimes.
but let me be. I'm a
Yes.
girl. I'm a lady. I like girly things. I like wearing makeup. I like wearing lashes. I like wearing heels. I like dressing up,
Yep.
and it's for me.
Me.
It
Come
makes
on.
me feel good.
Mhm.
So there's nothing wrong, ladies, with embracing your femininity. It doesn't discount your smartness. It
Mhm.
doesn't discount that you're out there getting the bag, if you will, but to let that guard down. We have a guard up because we're afraid of being hurt. And yes, we go through relationships, but look at them as experiences. I don't say anything bad about my marriage. I was
Right.
married for 16 years.
Oh,
We were
wow.
together 18 years. I
Mhm.
spent all of my 30s and 40s with this dude.
Mhm.
Now, that's a long time. Can I sit up here and just remember all the bad stuff? No.
Right.
There were a lot of great things in the marriage. And what it taught me was what I want and what I don't want. And it was an experience. So we
Mhm.
could look at each relationship as that, as an experience, and look at the lessons and oh, okay. Then when it comes around again, like I said, oh,
Right.
I know you, I've seen you
Right.
before,
Mhm.
and be confident and okay with that and
Yeah.
give that man a chance. Don't criticize him or hold what that other dude did against this one. You can't get through that. And one thing, and I know I'm gonna get some flack for this, ladies, listen. Listen. Be quiet.
Stop talking.
Stop talking. Be quiet. And to say it in French, fermez la bouche, means shut up. But I know they're not gonna like that either. But I'm just saying, be
Yeah.
quiet. Let
No,
the
for
man
real.
lead. That's the natural order of things. The masculine energy is there to lead and guide us. Trust it. Now, and of course, with someone that you know that's your soulmate and all that stuff.
Right.
And stop telling your business to other women.
Come on.
Stop telling that woman, oh, hey, my man did this and girl, and he was in bed. Stop doing that. Because all that is doing is setting you up. Because she's taking notes. Because she sees your life. She wants that dude.
Oh, y'all, she gonna get canceled on the show. She done came through and just gave y'all a whole. And I'm okay,
I'm done.
This is all the stuff my grandma was telling me too. Yeah, I know. It's true though. Like, you just need to be more in tune. Like, don't ever discount the man, because God made it like that. He made it for them to be able to lead. And a good leader and a good man is, when he really loves you, he's gonna consult with you with things. Like, he's going to ask you, your opinion and what you think, and some decisions he may not have all the answers. So, of course, he's going to include you. So, I think, like you said, men get this rep like, oh, you're trying to tell me what to do. Don't tell me what, I don't let no man tell me what to do.
Exactly.
We hear that.
My daddy don't tell me, yes, he did tell you what to do.
He did tell you what to do.
When you were younger, because you
And
didn't
if he didn't, that's probably because he wasn't present in your life. And that could be another issue.
That's a whole word.
Yeah.
That's a whole word.
That's why, because he wasn't there.
Because he
He wasn't there. And so that could be another issue, right?
Yep.
Because you're
She said it, y'all. I did.
They're not men, so they don't know. And so I think we discredit the men, and that creates them not being able to be vulnerable, not them be able to like come to you and talk to you, because you have this, like you said, you have this guard up. Like, don't tell me anything. I'm doing everything by myself. So how do I fit into this picture?
I can do that. Okay, then bye.
So as a man, it's like, how do I fit into that? Like, I don't.
You don't need me. That's what he's going to feel like. Men want to feel and be needed. And if you got it all, then okay, handle that.
You got that. like me, I don't take out, my husband knows, the trap. I don't like the car. I don't want to do none of that. Like, he does that. Like, I ain't gonna do that.
Do it.
And that's okay. Do
and
that.
Here's the thing. Now, how many times you ask your husband to do something? He doesn't do it right away.
Right.
But let him do it when he's going to do it. I asked my boyfriend to do something. He didn't do it. And I just left it there. And guess what? When he came home yesterday, he did it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And
or it's the way you remind them too. Because we like to go,
oh my gosh.
You ain't do this.
That's not your child. It's your partner.
Right?
It is not your child.
So sometimes it just takes, hey, babe, I'm not sure if you remember, but remember I asked you to. It's just simple.
But I don't even do that anymore. Because I'm telling you, I made sure I learned a lot from my first marriage, And for us coming together, he was married, I was married, and now we're like, okay, this is what it is.
Yes.
I've never been with somebody we wake up laughing, go to sleep laughing, talking all day long, not all day, but I'm saying, like on the weekends, it's just amazing. We talk from the time we wake up to the time we go to sleep.
We literally get in the car and call each other. And I'm like, we both don't meet at the office together.
But that's the fun part.
Yeah, that's the fun part.
And you can have a healthy, loving relationship, ladies. It is possible.
Yes.
All that other stuff, all the drama and all, it's not worth it. Do you want to be happy or do you want to be right by yourself?
True. I feel like single ladies need to take the time during their singleness, kind of like you said, after your divorce, you took time to really learn and like figure out, okay, what could I have done different? What went well that I do want to take into the next?
What don't I want?
What don't I want? Those things, like, we don't take enough time to do that because we outside, we over here, we over there, and we want to make sure everybody know because we're posting it, you know, we're over here, over there. Yeah. And sometimes being everywhere is not getting anything accomplished. Like, what's the end goal of that? Like, we're going out, okay, but what's the end goal? Do you want a man? Do you not want a man?
And that right there, Courtney, at the beginning of the year in January, I was talking to a friend of mine. We were having brunch, and I said, we were both talking about the dating thing, scene or whatever. And it dawned on me, you know, if I really wanted to be married, I would be married. If I really wanted to be in a relationship, I would be in a relationship. Remember, I said we are the creators of our own reality. That's what I believe. I don't know what anybody else does. So I made the declaration right there. So you know what? This is the last year I'm going to be single. And I meant that. I said, I'm going to be married this year or engaged to be married the next year. Voila. I don't have the ring yet, but it's coming. So next time you see me, I'll be like, girl, hey,
I'll be like, oh, the wedding. When is the wedding? When is the wedding?
You know, so, and we're both on track with that. We're both talking about it. And so it's just kind of like, okay. And then I just said, I was like, oh my gosh, I declared this in January. It's June. Less than 6 months.
And it doesn't take long. That's why I tell people. That's why my husband's like, you're always saying something. He has like all these successful guys on his podcast. Entrepreneurs, some of them millionaires. You don't got a woman. Okay, great. Why? What's the problem? Or you're dating somebody that you've been dating for years.
Oh, see, we're not doing that.
You know what I'm saying? And she's helping you get to where you are and your success. And it's kind of like, why haven't you figured out if that's what you want? It don't take that long.
If you want to marry her or not, what's the problem?
What's the problem?
Now, unless they've discussed that they just want to be in a committed relationship.
Like to use that, but you know, when I started talking to the ladies, it's something different.
I'm trying to be PC here, and you just throwing it. I was already on the left throwing stuff out there.
Ladies, it's like, that ain't it, bro. You lying. That ain't it.
Right, but we need to be honest with ourselves, though.
Be honest.
And at first I was like, well, I don't know if I really want to be married. I guess I want to be in a committed relationship. And then I said, well, I don't really know if I want a big wedding. Lies. I want to be married. I like being married, and I want a big wedding. Or not a big wedding, or, you know, a nice wedding. Yeah. Period. That's what I want. And I'm a girl, and I should be able to have that.
And that's that.
And that's
I want that for every. My husband's like, you just want to keep going to weddings. I say, yes, of course. Weddings, because I like seeing the girls go through it, just getting what they deserve.
You love love.
I love love.
We are lovers.
Yes.
We're not fighters. We're natural born lovers.
Yes.
And if people would realize that and embrace that, you know, then the world would be a better place.
Yeah. But I think the Black woman gets a bad rep because, you know, so many of our ancestors had to be so many things. They had to be mom. Some of them think they had to be dad, but, you know, they had to try to do the things that the male would normally do in the household. And so I think women grow up like that and they try to take that on. But it's like, no, sis, you're in a different world. You're in a different reality. You create your reality, first of all. So let's recreate how the household was designed, because the Black household is becoming non-existent.
It is.
Because everybody wants to be single and outside.
But
and
do nobody want to be single, Courtney? Or are they just
I don't
saying
think so, but I think they're saying it and they're putting it out there.
But here's the thing you have to remember. Your energy really dictates what the universe delivers to you. Words don't mean anything.
So what do you think about the girls that are twerking? Like, they're like in their 40s, 30s, and they're out with their girls. I see it.
Okay.
And they like out there, and it's cool. Like, oh, I'm seeing you out. And it's like, but
see,
I don't know.
But what I feel like, you said your grandmother, my grandmother, and my mother. So my mom was one of 12, 10 girls, 2 boys. So I had all these women, strong women, or these Black women that were influences in my life. However, none of them taught me how to be a wife. How I learned, I watched what they did and what didn't work. And then I would get nuggets here and there. You know, my grandmother still would have been married to my grandfather if, you know, he hadn't, you know, transitioned. However, I was just like, okay, that didn't turn out well. So I learned, you know, through trial and error and through other things. And then, of course, there were things that my mother gave me that I gleaned, and my grandmother, and some of my aunties. But then I just kind of, I'm a researcher, and I research things and look at things. And so things that worked in my marriage were great. Things that did not work, I always took accountability for what I played and not blame him, as we went into the years of our marriage. And then I also realized that I needed to heal from some childhood trauma. And so I went to what? Therapy. I went to therapy. Black people, we can do therapy.
Need it.
It's really okay. And so when that helped me work through all of that, because I went for me. I didn't go to him and say, hey, we need to go. No. Me. I needed to go to therapy, and it helped me work through some things. And, different things I went through helped me to be the person that I am now. And I don't regret any of those things because this is where I am now. And it helped me to learn how to be a wife and to be in my feminine energy. And a lot of us miss that. Like you said, we're not taught, for one, how to be a wife. We're not taught, we really aren't taught how to be a mother.
It's all learned on the fly. Like, you trying to figure it out. And that's why giving people grace, giving yourself grace and giving other people grace is important. Yeah. Like, sometimes you just gotta let people just
be who they are.
Just be who they are. And then if they invite you into their space to give them some good advice or, offer your help, but then do that. But if they don't push it.
Right. And here's the thing. Mind your business.
Stay over
Mind your own business. Because here's the thing. Also, what you think about me, that's none of my business. I don't have anything to do with that. Whatever your, interpretation is, what your perception is, it's none of my business. Because what you're not going to do is try to put your thoughts or how you feel on me. Because I'm not going to come in alignment with that when I know that's not who I am.
Yes.
I know who I am.
That comes with confidence and just, years of affirming yourself. I feel
therapy.
And therapy. I was talking about this on a last episode. It's just when I went to therapy for the first time, I was like, I told my friend, I'm not going back. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
It makes you look at who?
Because it makes you really dive into who you are as a person. You can't deflect. Because the only person we talked about is you. And I'm like, well, what about, no.
But they're not here now.
They're not. This session is about you.
What part did you play?
It's definitely needed. Yeah. If you're struggling in the area of relationships, if you're just struggling with, like she said, tapping into your femininity, like therapy will make you look at everything and just put it all out there. And I think even when you're done with it and you think you're done with it, you need to do check-ins. Because I just said last month, I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to schedule a check-in, every maybe 4 months, 3 months, just to check in, just to make sure, I'm good. It's good to have somebody who's non-biased, first of all, to just vent to and just make you just check, am I good? Am I,
But here's the thing too, when you get to that place of emotional intelligence and you're solid, because I went to therapy probably for 4 years straight. And then just through different experiences and where I am now, if I feel myself getting angry or upset or feelings of whatever, I check in with myself. Whoa, hold up. And I always say, give me a second. Or I'm going to walk away for a second because there's something going on with me. I need to figure this out real quick before I can pop off. Because, women, we can pop off in a New York second.
Yeah, we emotional.
We are. And that's okay.
Yeah.
However, I want my emotions to go in the right direction and not to be accusatory. Make sure that I understand everything. But a lot of times, like I said, when people pop off or whatever, it has to do with them, not you.
Very true.
So if I'm in that place or I'm bringing up something that means I haven't really resolved that, or maybe there's just a little bit of, lingering around, little, what's the word I'm looking for? Just a little residue like that still there. Because you're like, I thought I worked through that. Okay, well, what is that about?
Yeah.
And then you really look at it. And I sit there with myself. Sometimes it takes a few seconds. Sometimes it takes a few minutes, maybe an hour or so. However, I'm proud to say it doesn't take days.
Right.
Anymore. where it took me days to work through things because now I'm so in tune with myself and who I am. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, where's that coming from? And I'm like, babe, give me a second. I'm like, okay, let me rephrase that.
Yes.
And this is what I was feeling. And then when you have someone too, and it does also depend on who you attract. I manifested this man, just to go back a little bit. I wrote out 100, yes, I did 151 things. I was very specific. That's a long list, but I was very, very specific with what I wanted. And the funny thing is that I met one man, I met another man. I was like, dang.
That ain't it.
No. I was like, well, if this person was this, if they were combined together, they would be the perfect guy for me. And then this person showed up, both of them combined. I was like, what are you saying to me?
Wow.
And so now, I mean, when I say and I had to let myself revel in this because this is what I asked for. And a lot of times we ask for things and then it comes, you go, oh, no, that ain't it. That's too good to be true. You're waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Accept it. Yeah.
That part. And so, I said, you know what? I said I wanted to be happy. I'm choosing to be happy with this person in this relationship because I deserve this and I am worthy of this. And I'm letting him love me. That's the other thing. We won't let people love us. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
So we have to let people love us. And we love hard. As women across the board, we love hard.
And I think that's what women are most afraid of. It's like because they know they love hard, sometimes it's hard to accept it because you don't want to get hurt.
Right. And we don't want to be hurt. Who does?
Yeah.
But how I looked at it is, you know what? I am going to ride this until the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
And enjoy the experience and in the now moment. And he's professed and and you ain't going nowhere and I ain't going nowhere.
I love
this is
it.
This is us. We're doing this. We're building. We're doing.
Enjoying,
and that's enjoying.
Yeah. Enjoy life.
And if there is like I won't really say argument or disagreement, but if there is a disagreement, it ends up in laughter.
Yeah.
Because it's just kind of like,
you're right.
Right. Do something, off the wall to make me laugh. I'm like, you stupid. But it's fun, and when we just laugh and just
and
have
that's
fun
what
with
it's
each
about.
other.
And I'm so happy that you found your person. You manifested that thing. Y'all better start writing them because
and I didn't do the Sierra thing. I just wrote out my
we don't have a prayer, but just write down what you want. That's all. That's the best advice I can give you.
I made my list way before her and Russell.
Yes, because everybody is praying that prayer. But I'm like, I think you're supposed to pray in private
prayer.
In your own moment.
And it's supposed to be your own thing. Why would you want? That's not even what you want.
I'm like,
you know what you want.
Sure?
That's what I'm saying. Why are you looking at me? What do you want?
Yeah.
And you can't be afraid of desiring what you want.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah. And I think that too. So moving into, I'm going to touch on this a little bit before we close out, but the sex part of it too. I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about that. And I was like, I never thought about that. Like women are made to feel like, we talk about femininity, but we're made to feel like, oh, we shouldn't express what we want, sexually. And, like you shouldn't say that because you're a woman, you let the man initiate. I think those things have to change.
But see, that's a narrative that's been put out there through propaganda. That's not very true. The person who said it best, and I may be I'm aging myself, Betty Wright. You know who that is?
Yes.
She had this song, No Pain, No Gain, right? At the end of the song, she says, be a cook in the kitchen, a lady in the streets. You can't show your teeth to every guy you meet. It's all right to be a little sweet, but be a mama to the kids, and you know what? In the sheets.
Right.
That I remember that. That's like my anthem, if you will.
Right.
Because that is so true. It's no pain, no gain. But that part of that song, that's what it is. Of course, that man wants, if he chose you or you guys are together, it was something about you that he's like, oh man, she does it for me.
I gotta
and
have
that's
her.
it.
Yeah.
And you need to know and be okay with that. When a man tells you what it is and who he is, he shows you, believe him.
And be confident in it. That's what I wanted to just take away from everything that you said when you talked about, owning who you are, not worrying about what people think. If you like it, I'm wearing it. Or, if I like it, I'm doing it. those types of things, like just being confident, being okay with people having their opinions.
Right.
Because we know people are going to have something to say. They always got something
Always
to
have
say.
something.
And it'd be the dumbest thing sometimes. I'm like, did you just say that? But like those things, I deleted some negative comments this morning about someone that I had on my podcast. I just happened to see it. I'm like, why'd you come over here to write that? We're not doing that over here. Delete. Positive energy.
And block. I'll delete and block.
And block. I don't even know you, first of all, but don't come over here with that. Block. Like, it's easy to do that. Like, don't let people impede on who you are. Like, let them be who they are over there. Accept them for who they are, but stay true to who you are.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing I took away from you today is just stay true to you. Like, that's something that they have going on over there.
Yeah.
Be positive. Manifest everything that you want. Also, put some action behind that. Be a problem solver.
I call it inspired action.
Yes. Get to work.
When it's time for you to move, you'll know.
You'll know.
And the universe will bring you cooperative components in your life to make it happen.
Yes. Yes. Is there any final words that you want to leave with the people?
Oh, wow. I feel I've given them so much.
Yeah, she has dropped a lot of gems. I've been over here like my mental notepad.
I love it. I love it. I mean, just enjoy life. Choose to be happy every single day. It's a choice, and it's okay to be happy. You know, I walk around with a smile plastered on my face, and people feel that energy. People like me, you know, and I love that. You know, people, they say, oh, I love your hair. Oh, something's about, I love your energy. I love this. I love that. I'll say, you are too, you know. So I get all those comments.
Your voice too is very calming.
You.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
It is. It's very like settled. And it slows me down because y'all know I be moving fast. Let me like just go slow down. Slow down, girl.
But let that inner beauty, that inner being that's within you, let it shine. You know, don't be afraid. That's the one thing. And I'm talking to myself, you know, because there's some things I need to do that my boyfriend's been like, we gonna do that? And I'm just like, leave me alone. I'm gonna do it. But now sitting here, I have to, you know, make sure that I'm held accountable to myself.
It's on camera. It's recorded.
It is on camera. It's recorded. Okay, baby, you got it. You see this.
Like, okay, go back to this.
Yeah. Wait. Did you say? But yeah, I just want people to live and love life. You know, love each other and just have fun.
Lead with love.
Lead with love. Yes.
And love is a business. Because I think it is, because it's like when you spread that love, people come into you. They're naturally drawn to you. Like you said, they want you. They don't want you to send your little protege. They don't want that. They want you.
They want me.
They want that because you're leading with love.
I do. I try to.
Yeah, I love that. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on.
This is amazing.
Y'all, this just worked out. God did his thing on this one.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, he did. I love that she's big on energy because I'm big on energy. And y'all know I be real. My husband sends me certain people. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know about that one because I'm big on energy. But her energy was definitely genuine. I went and watched a few of her clips. My husband was like, are you sure you got this interview? I'm like, yeah, we're just gonna kick it. We good. I'm good. I don't need a script. We're good.
Yeah.
And see, it flowed and it led where relationships. Y'all like talking about relationships. Yep. And she literally just went into that. And I love that because they love talking about relationships. So hopefully you guys got some info from it. I will have all of her links in the description where you can reach out to her. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Well, guys, that concludes our episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Allow Yourself Grace podcast. For additional information about today's episode, please click the link in the show notes below. To learn more about our Grace Girls community and other resources we have to offer, head over to www.allowyourselfgrace.com. Until next time, Grace Girls, I love you all. Be blessed and continue to strive for success.